We're a week into what was given as the window for North Korea to undertake a nuclear test, with South Korea's military predicting that such an action would be taken between October 16th and November 7th. While there has been no nuclear test, it has been a turbulent few weeks, to say the least, with artillery shots from both sides and fighter jets in the air. So now let's dig deeper into the situation here on the peninsula by connecting with Mark Berry, Associate Editor Emeritus at the International Journal on World Peace. Good evening to you as you are in New York.
And good morning to you in Seoul.
Well, China's Party Congress ended over the weekend. What does this mean for North Korea?
This is an existential moment for North Korea because President Xi is not like the predecessors, including the humiliated Hu Jintao, who was literally shown the door on live TV in China. President Xi sees himself as a 21st century Chinese emperor, and surrounding states have to be on friendly relations with China, and North Korea in particular, because it's in such a humiliating relationship of a dependency on Chinese fuel oil and food and other consumer goods, I think is getting the message between the international departments of the two parties that North Korea should follow the foreign policy as recommended by China. So that basically means to Kim Jong-un, he sees that the independence and the independent sovereignty of North Korea is really at stake with this new height that President Xi has reached. And so basically that means that this means a threat to the way that North Korea has been run pretty much in its own independent manner since its founding in 1948. This is a sea change moment.
Right, and does that affect South Korean nuclear test attempts as well? Like South Korean military says a nuclear test could take place anytime now or in the near future. Do you see it politically reasonable?
Politically, no. Because President Xi, no means no, and it means no in 2050, it means no in 2075, and it certainly means no in 2022 or 2023. And if Kim does go ahead and test, he may be creating a crisis so that the United States, by trying to reduce the tensions in the situation and ends up in some sort of half-baked negotiation with North Korea, what Kim would be accomplishing is getting out of the clutches of China and trying to look like he's jumping in the hands of the United States. And in the end, this will break him free from the awesome and tremendous pressure coming down from China. I mean, that's how politics really works on the world stage.
Right, now I want to shed light on something, economics of North Korea. Okay. The world is facing a potential economic recession. Will this affect North Korea as well as in terms of their behavior or even their economic situation?
Nobody's more disconnected from the world economy than North Korea, but to the extent that it affects China, I mean, China buys U.S. Treasury bonds, and that helps finance the American debt. North Korea is not in a position to do that, but if all of a sudden North Korea says we can't give you the same amount of food as before because it's too expensive for us to import some of the foodstuffs that we need, or we can't give you the same amount of oil as before because the price of oil has just become ridiculous, it will indirectly affect North Korea, but it will affect them through their main trading partner, which is China.
Well, before you go, I wanted to ask one more question because we're talking about economics, and they have been firing artillery shots or shooting missiles. Yes. Doesn't that kind of hurt them in terms of economics? There's not much room for them to make more money from the conventional way they make money.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're using up their stuff. I mean, there's a certain point where you can test it, but kind of like the Russians, the more you start firing that stuff, they don't come by easily, and it takes money to make them. You know, you can find different ways to make do, but every time they test those missiles and fire off rockets and stuff, basically what they're doing is they're sending a political message, but it's less expensive than other ways, but they can't keep doing that indefinitely. So it's a moment of truth that's going to be coming in the next few months.
Right, next few months definitely to keep an eye for the situation here in the peninsula. Thank you so much, Mr. Berry, for joining us this afternoon.
Pleasure. Thank you.